So let me get this straight. I thought he was Sims, he's a brick, Lakaka, he's useless, he's crap, and so forth. This is what I thought. I've always got to remember that never listen to the streets, never listen to haters. Because, guys, bottles are getting popped. I told you it's a new bottle. Bottles are getting popped because the truth has been revealed. The truth has been revealed because you know what the truth is? The truth is if you actually create for this dude, if you actually have guys who can actually pass him the freaking ball, he is going to score. So, yes, guys, we are going to pop those bottles now down because we have revealed the real truth of Lukaku. Let's ride. Eric and Sage, I see in the background. I'll bring you guys in. Eric and Sage, I'll bring you guys in. But this has to be done. First off, if I bring your boys in, let me take a swig. And I'll tell you what this swig is for. This swig is for truth. This swig is dedicated to truth because this swig are for the filthy, stinking lies I've had to endure. Is the abuse I've had to endure. The people that try to fool me, the GOAT analyst, the number one football analyst on the planet, who tried to fool me that Lukaku was trash. But I knew what the truth was. The truth crushed to earth shall rise again. House of Pain's album, great saying. All that needed to happen was provide. Because we'll talk about how useless this bum-ass Chelsea team is with regards to creativity and how Pulisic is brainless and how he doesn't have a freaking brain and how Mount is freaking overrated. But if you create for Luke Skywalker, the true Jedi, the chosen one, the man with the Force, to maintain the power of good against the Sith, if you give the ball to Lukaku, he will bring down the Empire, he will bring down Vader, and he will bring down the freaking Sith. So this is for truth. So let's break this down. Chelsea, Tuchel changed from the back three. It's done. It's finished. It's the back three. It was cool for sale. It was cool for the sale. So to change the back up. Go to a back four. January, get left back. Alonso's trash. Alonso is garbage. Hudson-Odoi, we've already revealed that that guy is very important to this team. I told you. He was always better than Mount. Mount is Queen Lizzie tax. Mount lives and strives with Queen Lizzie tax. But Hudson-Odoi was always better. Bayern is looking to get freaking Mason Mount. They look to get freaking Hudson-Odoi. So Hudson-Odoi has always been the key freaking dude because Hudson-Odoi realized, oh, wait a minute. We need to give the ball to freaking Lukaku to score. So that's the key thing. And the main thing here is this. Villa are a very good team. I actually want to give a shout out to Villa. I'm going to give a shout out to Jared because I feel Jared is doing a great job with this Villa side. But let's break it down and let's talk about the reality. He's never had service. Lukaku has not had service. Because if you look at this so-called drought, let's break down this drought truthfully. Has this drought, because there are two kinds of droughts. Not all droughts are the same. One drought is, bro, we've given you chances, but you keep messing up these chances. You've had 1v1 and so forth. Werner, that's a drought. That clown, Timo Werner, that's a drought because he's been given opportunities and most of 1v1s. How many 1v1s has Lukaku had? How many clear-cut chances has he had? So he has to score with every chance that he's given. Because another drought is, bro, I get no chances. I get no opportunities. And literally, the crumbs that you give me, I put them away. So my thing is, which is why I say back to a back for Tuchel, it's time to unleash this freaking team. It's time to go attack. Go on the attack. You don't need to play a back three against Villa. You don't need to play a back three against Southampton or freaking Burnley. Play on the front foot, be attacking, be offensive, take the game to guys, especially when guys are now slowly coming back. So Kovacic is back, Hudson-Odoi is back. Guys are now recovering from injury, recovering from COVID. Play a more attacking team. Give Lukaku the support that he needs, that he got at Inter, he got at Belgium, and play to the best of this team's ability. You don't need to be a slave to this bum-ass back freaking three. Pulisic is brainless. Because I was watching the game very carefully, very specifically. And as I was watching the game, If you could look, the amount of times Lukaku said, bro, give me the ball here. The amount of times that Lukaku made a forward run, and I'm like, bro, play the ball forward. There was a moment that Pulisic, this dude was playing like dudes you seen in the freaking park. He had his head fully down and said, mate, move your head up and pass to the freaking dude. Just lift your head up and pass the freaking dude that you can see. But this guy just had his head freaking down. A striker lives off of service. There are very few strikers like R9 or to even Lewandowski. There are very few, or freaking Eto. There are very few strikers who can create their opportunities. There are very few strikers who can still ball without you actually giving them chances or giving them creativity. Those are very few and far between. 95% of strikers rely upon the service that you give them. So if there's no service, 95% of strikers won't score. So the abuse that you clowns that have directed towards Lukaku, they've been misplaced. Because instead, this abuse should have been pointed towards the midfielders. Because the real issue isn't Lukaku. No. The real issue is nobody knows how to create. Nobody knows how to play to Lukaku. Nobody's giving him the opportunities, because it's one thing if Lukaku is getting a multitude of chances and he's not scoring, which is what Timo Werner was doing, because Timo Werner, you had a multitude of chances and you were messing up. Hence why, because this is the sick thing. Werner, you're crap. You are garbage because you were giving chances and you're messing them up. Lukaku has not been given the chances that Timo Werner had. And if you want to go deep, if you really want to go deep, we can talk about Tammy Abraham. But let's not even go there because we've already crossed that bridge. But Lukaku has not been given the opportunity. So has it been fair to critique him the way that we've done? Because I know Lukaku, he's an easy target. He's an easy target. Because, guys, I'll keep it real. Big and black, that's an easy target. If Lukaku was white, he was blonde and so forth and smiled a lot, he wouldn't be given the same abuse. It is what it is, and we just have to accept this. But the fact of the matter is this, he's back. He's here. And my thing is, I will not listen to any crap you see. This, I will not listen to any crap that you guys say, because I know that you guys, you're coming from a place of hate. You're coming from a place of hate and not of truth. Because the truth is, Tuchel sorts out this team's creativity, change the formation of this team, get a nuke and point a nuclear weapon in Pulisic's face and say, if you don't play with your head up and use this thing called the brain, I will nuke you. Tell Mount, pass the freaking ball, create. If you're not scoring goals, I don't know what the heck this freaking dude does. Create the freaking pass. Create. Hudson-Odoi, bro, his money. And Chelsea are now going to a stage where Hudson-Odoi is very much needed in his freaking team. But the issue has always been the midfield. The midfield lacks any source. They lack any creativity. They lack any lala. And if you're lacking any lala, you're not people going to say, what's up? So, just to round this up, and then I'll bring the boys in. Because I saw a comment in here, bro, Chelsea aren't winning this league. That ship has sailed. Chelsea's focus right now is just maintain top 4, which is the bare minimum. Maintain top 4. Because Tottenham and Arsenal are breathing down our necks. See what you could do in the Papa John's Cup, Sideshow Trophy, FA Cup, is there, Champions League. So, but I think the most important thing for Chelsea now is, this is the most important thing, change the formation. I don't know how to get this message over to Tuchel. I don't know whether people need to save this video and send this to Tuchel, but for Tuchel, if you are listening, change the formation. It's worked last season. Now it doesn't work. You should be able to, as a manager with your experience, take a step back and say, okay, we need to restructure things and I need to do what's best for now. This worked last season. This doesn't mean what worked last season will not necessarily work this season. And as a manager, you should know and have the awareness to realize that it's time to change. It's time to evolve. It's time to alter. Because sometimes if you don't alter or change, you can be screwed over. But that's the thing. Luke freaking Skywalker, if you feed him and you create for him, he will score. Let's bring in the boys, man.
Let me go first. Look.
Wait, what you say? Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas, Merry Xmas. I mean, what the hell? Come on, Merry Xmas. How you doing? How's the family? You know,
how was your day today? You know, how was your weekend? You know, Merry
you
Christmas.
don't care how my day was, man. Just
no,
speak.
no,
You don't care how my day
I
was.
do.
You don't care about me, man. No one cares about me.
Yeah, look. I have a lot of things to say.
Eric, they lied to us, man. Eric, they lied to us, man. They lied to us. Eric, Eric creates for him, he will score. They lied to us. All these useless people in this chat, they all lied to us. But continue. Talk to me.
Okay, I have to go somewhere for like a few minutes, maybe like 2 minutes, because I have a call. So just
fine.
Sage, carry on.
Okay, Sage, go for it. Sage,
take over. Yeah.
Sage.
All right. Where do you want me to start? The game or like?
Oh no. Talk about the game, then we'll go to Lukaku, man. Just the game. Basically, they just actually this is the best place to start. Is it time to scrap the back three?
Definitely yes. I think you should start. You should think about reintroducing his famous 4-2-2, where he played at PSG.
Oh,
I think. Yeah, he should he should start looking at that formation because we have a huge problem with this back three now. I'm not sure if it's because the injuries.
Because the issue with the back three is if you have the back three, you're sacrificing an offensive player. You know, so if you now take away one of those defenders and so forth, that is now a player that you can now put into the attack, which gives you an extra option in the attack. The issue with the back three is just that's one missing player you could have in the attack or in the midfield who could be attack is one less option that you have when a guy has the ball. And the issue is that, okay, it's worked last season. It's clearly not working. And my thing is that for Tuchel, surely you must say that it isn't working, but my fear is he just doesn't want to change it. That's my fear.
Yeah, he's being stubborn at the moment, I believe. But honestly, it's when I look at our final third, it's not like we don't lack positioning or like directness. We lack IQ. Like the difference between us and Man City and Liverpool is they're consistent and clinical. Like they know when to pass the ball, when to shoot. You know, like they're very consistent. But with us is we have like brain dead attackers sometimes, like Timo Werner, Mason Mount, Pulisic. They're just brain dead. They can't.
Bro, there's something wrong with that dude. You see, Pulisic is like
trash.
No, like he plays like some guys you'll see in the park. You know how guys just have their head down, and once they dribble past one guy, they just want to just dribble past many guys. Like it's something you'd see like a 10-year-old do, where just pass the ball, like like ball hogging. But I think Pulisic is that you're not messy. Like Robin or so forth. Like you're in no position just to hog the ball because there was a time where like Lukaku was like, bro, I'm right here. you are running into 3 players with your head down. What's your problem? Oh, sorry, continue.
Yeah. Anyway, about the back three, like we still can't change now because Chilwell's injured. He's gonna come back in like a month, I believe. And we're stuck with Alonso. So Alonso is even worse playing in the back 4. So we're stuck right now. We can't move anywhere.
Which is why it is. Which is why January is very key because the issue is until January or until Chelsea can get Koundé or a flank defender, they have to play back 3 because you can't play Alonso in a back 4. Which is why that Chilwell injury could have been really, really messed up.
But the centre backs, can they play in a back 4 as well? I don't think so.
Thiago Silva, Rudiger probably. Christensen, he lacks physicality in a back 4, so he has to get covered. But yeah, if we're kind of going a back 4, our best 2 centre backs partnership will probably be Thiago Silva and Rudiger.
Talk about Luke Skywalker, man. Talk about Luke Skywalker.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. He has lifted the winter curse.
No.
He lifted the curse.
This isn't about getting ahead or anything. It's about better question. During this whole so-called drought, how many good quality chances were created for him?
None, pretty much. Like not enough chances.
So was it really a drought? Was he really bad, or was it the case of where no one is creating anything for him? Because, bro, I'm seeing the amount of shots Cristiano is taking there, and I can see the amount of 1v1s Cristiano has, bro. Kane may have scored 3 goals, but I know the amount of chances that Kane has missed and so forth. So my thing though is, has it really been fair to criticize Lukaku, or does it make more sense to criticize the midfielder?
I think it's a bit of both.
Also,
Because like he didn't have I don't think he's ever played with Callum Hudson-Odoi,
Yeah, that's a good point.
and he's the only good creator we have. So
no, because that's something I want to check. Is how many times has he played with Hudson-Odoi? Because my thing is, you see, you can't criticize Mount because he's Chelsea's golden boy and so forth.
no, Chris, like today he was the worst player on the pitch.
But Ralph,
What about
even
Reece James?
Ralph, even before today, if he doesn't score,
He
what
wasn't
does he
doing
really
anything. I
provide?
kept saying it, but people didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, no, because my thing is like, look, he's good. He's a good player. But my issue is your role is to create. Now, do you score as much as Lampard? No, you don't. Because if you scored as much as Lampard, boom, that's your thing. Like that's how you provide. Now you don't score as much as Lampard, which means that remember you are an attacking midfielder. You're not a central midfielder where if you're in the role of Kovacic or Kante, then your main role is to keep possession. It's to intercept, tackle, and to keep possession. But your role is an attacking midfielder, which means that it's either score goals or create. You don't score many goals. And how much do you create?
He's not a good creator. He's not as good.
He's
as
not a
people
consistent
think he
creator.
is.
I'm back, guys. I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was on a very important call. Someone called Roman Abramovich.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. Yeah,
if you get a chance, you buy rope. So, Eric, what do you want to say? What do you want to say about talk to me?
Yeah, look. I had to just rush down. I'm out of breath a little bit, but look, I have a lot of things to say. Okay, so first of all, shout out to Erhan Hatsu. How do you say his name? Erhan Aksu in the comments. Shout out to him. This guy told me that Spurs have a bigger chance of winning the Premier League than Chelsea. You're a brick, man. Sorry, you're a brick. He said that Spurs getting to the final, Champions League final, was a big thing they did. I told him, when's the last time Spurs did anything of note? He said, they got to the Champions League final. I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay, so move on from him. He's gotten enough airtime. Okay, so Lukaku. Okay, what you just said, that's what I've been saying. And the thing is, I don't even care about rival fans. They can keep talking. They don't even watch Chelsea, so they just say whatever is trending on Twitter. But when I hear Chelsea fans talking about Lukaku, it's difficult to take, man, because I'm like, what are you talking about? People just have this idea. There's something in people's heads about when someone has an agenda against a player, or they just have a preconceived notion. It's so difficult to change. It's so difficult to change your mind. People who never wanted this guy are the main people who criticize him. The people who never wanted him are the ones who say, "Oh, he's immobile. He doesn't move enough. He's too lazy. He's too slow. He's this. He's that. He can't control the ball." Things like that from Chelsea fans. And I'm like, are we watching the same game? Where's the context? You just said nobody's creating for him. And then when I mention it, people will say I'm making excuses for him. And I'm like, are you watching the game? So look, people need to open their eyes. People need to understand how, certain players need, like you said, most players.
Is that you can see Lukaku making the runs, pulling for the ball, but nobody either has the vision or the skill to play the ball forward.
That's another thing, HH. People were saying that he doesn't make the runs. I'm like, aren't you watching? He literally when he makes the run, nobody passes to him. And you're complaining that, he's not running enough. No, he's not. You see the problem? People think he should be doing what Werner is doing. That's the main issue. Yes, I know he's
running around like a brainless clown.
Yeah, look, CFC's time, chill, relax. Okay, I know it's Villa, chill. I'm making a general point, and I think I'm making sense. I think what I'm saying is correct. It's not just about Villa, but look, people expect Lukaku to do what Werner does and also score. They expect him to be like prime Drogba. I heard someone comparing him. I'm like, how can you compare Lukaku with Drogba and expect him to do what he did? That's you're setting your expectation too high. You're setting him up to fail because Lukaku will never be Drogba. So people just need to have some, reason. People need to be reasonable, and people need to have some context when they say some things. So that's all I'm saying about Lukaku. But I want to shout out your guy HH, your guy Kovacic.
Brilliant player, man.
He needs to start every game.
Fantastic performance
No,
from Kovacic.
like anybody who understands football will know that. How you see, someone still needs to tell me what Jorginho does, and he can't say penalties. When you look at Kovacic play and just look at his ability on the ball, it's crucial. Which is why, Eric, obviously, after you talk about Lukaku, the real thing we have to talk about is his formation change. Because imagine how different Chelsea would be if you take away one of those defenders, you put one of those players in as an extra midfielder, or you put in an extra attacker. Because my thing that a formation change can greatly change how a team operates, just as we saw when Chelsea won the league with Conte, but I digress.
Yeah, look, HH, I understand what you're saying about the formation change. And I called it a pseudo back four today with Pulisic as a wing back because, we know he can't defend. So he was mainly involved, as an extra, player up front, even though he didn't do too much. Very frustrating performance. Him and Mount were pretty poor today. But we know Mount has more value than Pulisic. And Pulisic shouldn't even be starting. He should be coming off the bench. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's more likely to create a chance than score himself. I don't know why this guy can't lift the ball, man. Just put.
Can't shoot, man.
Just lift the ball. I mean,
You take a touch. Like
take
he
a
has
touch,
so much space.
put some height on the ball. How can you take a shot in the corner and the keeper says with his hand? That shouldn't happen.
No. But to be honest, like he could have done better, but it was a good save. Like
It was a good save, but
down and he had to go. It was a good save, but he could have done better. But look,
yeah.
But see, but my thing is the sad reality is I don't think Tuchel is going to change the formation.
Okay, yes, that's what I want to talk about.
I don't think he will.
The formation, but HH, I wanted to point out something else because you mentioned the formation, all well and good, but we were poor today defensively. We were too exposed. So, I know what you say. Get the best out of Lukaku, get an extra man in the attack, but going back transition, it's bad. I don't know how a back four would look when we are trying to defend on the transition. That's all I would say because that extra man helps. It really does, and I don't know exactly how it would look if we have a back four instead. So that's all I would say about that.
It will look like what it looked like on the Lampard.
Okay, so Ralph, before I take some of these your dubs, man. So Ralph, I mean, general thoughts on the
first half, man. I was ready to just break my TV, man. It was horrible half. Second half, I have to give credit to Tuchel for bringing on Lukaku because Lukaku actually changed the game. I've been waiting all season for him to have a good performance, and he put that in. Mount. This guy, he needs. I think the hype's getting to his head. I think, he just...
No. For me, listen, my thing with Mounts is, of course, he's good and so forth, but my thing is, and he even said for England and the Euros is, what does he consistently, the keyword, what does he consistently provide? Because, yeah, he can chip in on a goal here, there, and so forth, but every single week, I know, because you know what Kant is always going to do. You know what Rudiger is always going to do. You don't know what Rudiger is going to do. What can you always rely upon? And that's the issue with this Chelsea team. Mounts, Pulisic, Havertz, every single week.
Yeah,
what can you rely upon?
The hype gets to their heads. Once they have a good performance, the next performance is bad. It always happens to those three players in particular.
Look, Mount, I think it's obvious what Mount provides. Well, for me it is. And that is effort, pressing. Even though he's not playing a great game, he will put in the effort. He will make it difficult for
surely
you.
we need more.
But say, Eric, that's my issue now because we talk about Lukaku.
Yeah.
Does effort and pressing help Lukaku?
No, it doesn't.
So my thing about that's all well and good, but if you're going to get Lukaku scoring as many goals he can. He needs what Lautaro, Martinez, and Barella provided him at Inter Milan. You need guys that are going to now try and put you in the great position to score. So between Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Havertz, Mount, and over to an extent, Reece James, Alonso, so forth, you need to create. You need to be able to be like, aha, I see Lukaku's run. I'm going to give him that pass. I'm going to give him that ball. I can see the run is mixed. I'm going to look up and give him that forward pass. And the issue is these guys just aren't sharp enough or skilled enough to quickly provide those passes.
Pulisic is actually a lot worse for me because he just has
Pulisic is a mess. The guy's a mess.
Yeah, his head is just down the whole time. He's not looking up. He's not trying to just shoots the ball or pass the ball. He just wants to keep dribbling around in circles. I'm like, what are you doing? So Pulisic, he can't be starting games for me. He can't. But Mount, we'll see with Mount. But Kovacic is the best option for what you're saying. I think he's the one that provides the creativity that we need. Yeah. I don't think anybody else is doing it right now. Some people think. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Cho, Kovacic, Reece James, if we have them starting, they'll provide the most for Lukaku. I think those three are like our best creative players. Mount can be good sometimes, but the problem with him, he's not consistent. Like, he lacks IQ in the final third. He makes wrong decisions and stuff, so he needs to work on that. And for Cho, he's a good dribbler. He can break teams down. He can obviously link up well with Lukaku, but his finishing lets him down sometimes. So I think those players will provide the best for Lukaku, and they should start the most.
All right, well, let me just hit some dubs, man, and then we'll get it. So, from your boy, Mr. Michael Obuyaki says, if Cho improves his finishing, he can be world class. No, this is what I always say. Bayern Munich don't go around looking to get scrubs. Bayern Munich tried to go in for Cho twice. His talent is amazing. His ceiling is very high. So, if this guy is coached well, for instance, I'm saying what City are doing. I'm saying what City is doing with Sterling. Sterling is nowhere near as talented as Cho is. He isn't. So imagine Hudson-Odoi under someone like Pep Guardiola. He would probably be world class because the ability and the talent is all there. But ability and talent is one thing. It needs to be refined and properly coached by a right coach.
But HS, there's also an age gap there. I think Sterling's like 25. Cho just turned 21, so I think maybe in 2-3 years you'll see it
under the right coaching. Because he's young doesn't mean that he'll then develop those skills. You need the right coach to help develop those skills. Your boy Casey, man, thank you for the job, man. Sims' first goal since September 11th against 10th place Villa with Mings. This guy shines against crap like Mari. HH falling into the same trap again. Also Mount. You see, my thing here is Villa are actually pretty good. And Villa under Gerrard have actually been doing pretty well. But beyond that, it doesn't matter about who he's playing against. Is the fact of the matter is the lack of creativity. If teams, because my thing is that I actually want to check it. How many times has Lukaku played with Hudson-Odoi? Because I know Hudson-Odoi is an extremely sharp player. And for me, Hudson-Odoi has always been better than freaking Mount.
That's a very good question.
More than Havertz, and Hudson-Odoi is better than Pulisic. That's a fact.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, so my thing is, I want to know how many times has Lukaku played with Hudson-Odoi? Because if this is the first time, or if it's
Kante's injured again.
Maybe twice. Oh no! You see, that's why he wanted to come off earlier. You see when he was like pointing, he was gesturing to come off. Look, it's a tough one, man. People Kante is not even mad. He's not even half. I don't even think he's half fit, to be honest. He's just playing because there's nobody else.
No, he was fit in this game.
Was he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man. The way he was moving.
Yeah, I think Kante
I think the manager's
consistently
used him wrong over the years. That's why he's getting injured a lot recently.
So from your boy, DJ Roxton says, Luke Skywalker is back, HH. Hashtag hostage, kidnap FC lives. By the way, guys, this is a Bayern fan who I believe he cried when we beat them in the 2012 final in their own crib so much. So DJ Roxton, man, relax. UCL wins, man, relax. Wing Wumbani says, Odoi is a good crosser, but the worst finisher in the squad. I don't see what people see in Mount. He's blind in the final third. Sick is being So Umbani, basically, he swears by Pulisic and so forth. Umbani, there's no put Pulisic as striker, winger, put him anywhere. He will still
I
play with
mean,
his head down
he
and won't
played
pass.
he played everywhere. He literally played on the left, the middle, the right. So what are
He's
you
played
saying?
everywhere. So there's nothing about him being. You see, okay, Pulisic. There is a great talent there. Of course, there's a great talent there, as we saw after the restart. But my worst fears may come true, which is that was just maybe a blip. Those months after the restart where he was super amazing, he's been nowhere near that since then. That was back in 2020. We're not going into 2022. He's never reached anywhere near that kind of form. So my thing for Pulisic is that the ability is there, but the ability is all cool. But you need to know how to execute it. And if you can't execute it, then I'm not sure how I can help you, man. From your boy Osasuna says, counter. Why does Timo get chances and Tim's not? Because Timo was bought for a lot of money. You know.
Oh, he means like
German
okay.
tax.
I thought he meant like on the pitch, like people create for him.
No, I mean,
I think it's just his movements. To be honest, I think his
Yeah,
movements.
Werner's movement and positioning and time of runs
and
is
also
much better.
remember he's fast. So
Yeah.
he's a lot faster than Lukaku, so he'll be able to get onto more balls. So basically, it is basically it's easier to create for Timo than it is for Lukaku, because if I'm a midfielder, it will be easier to create for a guy who is fast than a guy who is not so fast. Lukaku ain't fast, but a guy who is fast, you just know that if I give that quick through ball, he'll get to it because Timo Werner's acceleration is far higher than most defenders in the Premier League. So a lot of those through balls, he'll get to them. But Lukaku won't get. So you've got to be a bit more craftier in the ways in which you're going to now create for Lukaku, because it doesn't have the speed that Timo Werner has. Your boy Alex Bidman, thank you for the dub, Alex, man. Reese's Pieces, James can't stop scoring. Okay, actually, when was the last time that Reece James scored?
Like 3 weeks ago, I think.
3 weeks.
It's been a while.
But my thing though is, look, if you're right back, basically, if you're
We
right
shouldn't be
back
relying
and
on
Mason
him.
Mount are your top scorers, you have a problem. That shouldn't be happening. Mason Mount and your right back should not be top scorers, which is why it is imperative that you get Lukaku scoring and you start playing for Lukaku. So Lukaku being on the bench and you relying on Mount and Reece James to score, you're screwed. That's irresponsible. From your boy Jorginho saving HH says 4 goals in the EPL from August to December, 100 million on Belgian Heskey. You see, but again, this is just it's a hater, as we've already
No
defined.
context. No context.
Yeah, zero context, man, zero context. Also, says destroyed the 1982 CL winners alone. Dud factors. Look, it was a European Cup. It wasn't the Champions League. They won the European Cup in 1982, which is a different from the Champions League, bro, so it doesn't count. Jorginho again says Lukaku is still trash. Give me some praise, you hater. No, I won't, because you could have effectively destroyed Italy's chances of making the World Cup after missing a penalty against Switzerland. So you're still trash and you're still overrated. So there you go. JJ Bridgman says, HH, you have to defend the big Rom today. Big up though. No, look, there's no defending that needs to be had. People have not been creating for him. The issue with people these days is all they say is, 0 goals, 0 assists. Therefore, he's playing like crap. I say, wait a minute. But what about the chances that have been created for him and so forth? So people, which is what Aaron just said, people love looking stuff without context. Like Twitter is a cesspool of no context. Like Twitter is a no context merchant platform where guys just want clicks and just want agendas and so forth and narratives. So I say, okay, let's actually look at the reasons why, or a bit of explanation as to why X is Y and Y is X and so forth. So from your boy Dungu Kamama, thank you for the job, Dungu Kamama. The young Padawan show delivered the cross to #Luke Skywalker. That's the attacking duo that Chelsea need for the rest of the season. If they can stay fit, Hudson-Odoi and Lukaku, that can be something. Because Hudson-Odoi, for me, in terms of his football brain, his dribbling and his ability is far better than the trash that we have between Mounts, Pulisic, Havertz, and so forth. Ziyech has slowly been getting back, but I have more trust in Hudson-Odoi than a Ziyech. So, I mean, like, guys, how likely is it that you'll see Hudson-Odoi and Lukaku if
I
they're
think
fit?
I think we'll see it more often because I think it's obvious that we play much better with him in the team. We play much better with Cho in the team. So
And Kovacic. Yeah,
yeah,
those two.
Kovacic too.
Before he went back on the bench, he was starting like week in, week out. He started like 6 matches in a row.
Wait. You mean Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah. And for me, he's a bona fide starter. I
Oh,
think
for sure.
I think he should be starting every game, as long as he's he's not fatigued or anything like that.
No, like he's already one of Chelsea's best players. Like you can see that he's easily one of Chelsea's best attacking players. So 100%, the guy has to be one of the first names on that team sheet, man. And from Toby Oloikere says Chelsea and Chouameni ASAP. Can't stress it. So wait, is Chouameni the dude in Liga?
Yeah.
Yes. Plays
For
for Monaco.
he plays for Lyon. Wait, who does he play for?
Monaco.
And he's a midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, central defense midfielder.
Chelsea's priority is a left back.
No, not. I've changed.
So we can survive with Alonso.
I've changed my tune slightly because I don't know what it is, man. But it's weird because I don't know if people have been noticing, but it seems as if the teams we play attack the right hand side instead of the left. I don't know why.
Because they know Alonso is a liability.
No, but they attack. What I'm saying is they attack our rights. They don't attack Alonso's. I mean, if you look at the recent games, it's been Reece James's side that. I mean, that's where the goal came from. Today they seem to
Alonso
attack.
has Rudiger covering for him, so
Yeah,
they don't target that side.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but Reece James has been poor recently. He hasn't been great. He wasn't very good in this match. So I think we might be able to manage a little bit, and I think Chilwell might be coming back sooner than we thought. So I think for me, I said it before. Before last summer window, that we need a DM. And this guy is very versatile. He can play multiple positions, and he can also play as a DM. So I think we need to get a DM, man. That is priority number one. Kante won't play every game.
Yeah, we need to rest Kante, man.
No. I think no. Kante. No, because you can see the guy is feeling the effects, man. From Jorginho again says HH, the fraud analyst moving the goalposts again. Keep blaming the midfielders and make excuses for a 100 million striker dribbling down the straight line. It's not excuses, it's facts. Nobody produces or creates for him, and people are not playing for Lukaku. If you can't create for a striker, you can't blame him when he doesn't score. You can only blame the striker if he has chances and he messes up those chances. I don't know why that's so hard to understand.
I literally said this after the Villa game at home when Lukaku scored 2 goals. Like I remember we talked about it. Like those were half chances. We didn't actually create for.
Yeah, he had like 4 touches inside the box.
Yeah, look, we don't need. I'm not. Yeah.
No. Basically, it's a gender driven, man. Like Cobham, I give it up. I almost died when I thought Mugabe was playing left back. No, guys, I'll be real with you, man. This Alonso dude, like, I think it's like. Before where it was like, okay, he's bad at defending, but at least he scores goals or he provides something attacker-wise. He's not even doing anything attacker-wise. Guys, this guy cannot run in a straight line.
He deceived you.
You know what it means when you can't run in a straight line?
He deceived you. And he deceived a lot of people.
Oh, no, he did.
If you look at his highlights reel, you think, what a player, man. What an incredible player. But look, it's not consistent.
No. The guy's a fraud, man. Wayne Gubani says, do you think Brick finishing Cho is better than Sick? Sick clearly misused.
But what does Pulisic offer? He doesn't even finish his chances.
Pulisic is...
He offers injuries.
The guy is playing brainless. He's playing brainless. And I see... And this is what you have to admit to yourself. Has Pulisic been as good as he was after that restart in 2020? He hasn't. And remember, in that CL final, he missed a great chance that CL final as well.
Wait, bro, he almost cost him and Werner, him and Werner are the two attackers that I have the most agendas towards, bro. Bro, especially when I hate this guy.
Respect to CL winner, man.
So much.
And it's almost scary now because the scary thing is, yes, Pulisic is obviously a better player and so forth, but with Timo Werner, he can somehow
be more effective.
Did you know how they say like a broken clock is right twice a day?
Wow.
That's like Timo Werner, where he can somehow mistakenly just somehow do something good. But the thing is like Pulisic, because Pulisic is like consciously brainless. He's like, no, I am actually actively not going to pass the ball. I'm actually going to run straight at these two defenders and lose the ball and wonder why I lost the ball. So because it's like a particular kind of stupidity that he's showing. Well, I mean, like, are you dumb? Because I'm sure that there's a brain there, but you play like if a brain does not exist there. So, Alex Beamer, thank you for the dub, Alex, man. HH celebrating Lukaku's goal like he celebrated Hazard's goal versus Huesca. Rome finally switched shoes. Well, actually, he scored with his head, though. He scored with his head. My thing is that this celebration was more to do with, I figured this out. I was led astray by you clowns, but the reality was, no. This was all to do with a lack of creativity. So if people actually gave him chances that you should be doing, then we could probably judge him. People have been ignoring that. Wait a minute. Mount, Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz, what have you actually been doing? When you actually get the ball, how productive have you been? And the real issue is that no, these guys have hardly been productive, man. Your boy Sammy says, Super Cup, League Cup, and Club World Cup is a treble. #shameless. Now, I would never stoop as low as to call that a treble because that is a trash treble. So I'll never stoop as low as that. But my thing is a trophy.
Yeah, we might as well go for these. Might as well go for the CL, all the cup competitions because we ain't winning the league.
Oh no, look, bro.
What about CL? You think we can retain it?
Yeah, I said the CL.
Look,
Well,
guys,
look,
I don't know what
I don't
you
want to say
guys
anything
are.
about the CL, man.
You
Let's
guys are
just hear how it
being
goes, man.
Look, the reality is, say whatever you want, okay? I know maths, you don't like maths, right? But mathematically, we can win every trophy. We can. It's still there. So, the league is still within.
stop.
No.
The league is finished,
No,
man.
no.
We're not consistent enough.
Eric, you're honestly not telling me that Chelsea have a chance of winning the league.
Yes, we do. We literally have a chance. There's a chance.
No,
it's just 6 points. I know City have won 9 games in a row.
Yeah.
Do you know City have won 9 games in a row, guys? They've won 9 games in a row, but there's still a chance.
Damn bloody fool.
Eric, you have to be real. You have to be realistic. Like that's why I say, like you can't just look at mathematics. Mathematically, West Ham can win the league.
No, they can't. No.
No. I said mathematically.
No, it's wrong. Mathematically, it's wrong there because you have to look at the team you have. No. You have to look at the quality of your team. You can't just say mathematically. What's the win?
And Eric, looking at the quality, do you believe that this Chelsea team will go on a consistent
Listen,
winning?
Like Tuchel said himself at the start of the season, we're going in as the hunters, so there isn't that much pressure on us to win the league. Everyone expecting Man City, to win it.
To be honest,
long as we can close the gap, I don't mind. Like if Man City win the league this season and we get second and they win by 2 points, maybe on goal difference somehow, I don't mind that. As long as we're closing the gap.
To be honest, I know you guys don't believe in XG and that, but because we're on the XG thing, it says that we should be third. So maybe that's where we should be.
Look, all I'm saying is there's it's a slim chance, but there's a chance. That's all I'm saying. And look, it's possible. It's very unlikely. I'm gonna keep saying it's very unlikely, but it's only 6 points.
Bro,
it's
how
only
did Arsenal get here, man?
I was actually worried at one point in the game. I was like, wait, Arsenal might actually score more goals than us because they just beat Norwich 5-0. And we're struggling to score against. Look, we can't let this turn into a top four battle because
Arsenal have better attacking players than us, you know.
I mean, look at
No,
Saka's
no,
goal.
no, no.
Yes,
You
they
see the
do.
goal Saka
Bro,
scored.
no, wait.
Smith Rowe's got more
Wait,
goals
no,
than
bro.
Cristiano by
Bro,
one goal.
no.
And Mount and all our attackers.
Wait. I'll be real. No, that's not cap. If you look at how Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe have been operating, that's better than what's
That's
getting
what
from your boy
our young
Mount,
players should be
Timmy and
doing.
so forth.
They have the talent, man, but they're just not doing it right now, and they have to do it. They need to learn quickly, you know.
There's one man who can save us if we
Yeah.
get him in January. There's one man who can save us.
Who's that?
It's Zard, obviously. Like who else?
No, man, no.
Hold
I'm
on.
joking.
The boy YSK says that I was inspired by Tim's performance. Hashtag the three amigos. So YSK Jackson is a United fan, in case you guys don't know, and I still trying to ask him when last they won a major trophy, but he refuses to answer when last his Bombers club won a major trophy, bro. But YSK, man, if you want to know what how to win a trophy, you can ask your boys Chelsea, man. Like Cobham says, thank you for the dub. This is why Zara is the GOAT. Got CFC third with Morata, aka Gaddafi, Mugabe, and overweight Higuain with Europa League. 16 goals
fuck,
and wait. Who is Zara? Is this
I have no
Zard
idea.
is Zard.
Zard.
oh 18 goals and 15 goals? Oh no, see, my thing is look,
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
guys, January.
No,
If
man.
Hazard is available, would you take it?
Nah.
I'm taking
Depends.
him.
You know
I'm
what?
taking
It depends on the wages. That's all I'll say. Depends on the wages. If he wants to take like 100 instead of like 4, I think.
Because
maybe
I'm
we
telling you
can
right
do
now, the way these midfielders are moving, and remember, where is Lukaku from? Where is
Belgium.
Hazard? So because if you could give me a Hazard, Hudson-Odoi, Lukaku front three, bro, I'll sign up for that.
But
Because
where's
my
the
thing is
pacing
that
behind? with the wings?
getting Hazard is just thinking about Lukaku. Because right now, maybe say these I mean Mount, Pulisic, Havertz, nah. Like I can't roll with these guys, man. You know, I can't roll with these
But
guys.
HH, what you said, I have to push back on what you said because
Why? What did I say?
you were talking about the top 4, and it's not enough to get. You said it was a minimum requirement, which is correct, but we have to push for the title because if we maybe we're comfortably top 4,
Eric,
but
We have to close the gap. It's
no,
important.
winners
to
are
close the gap.
no. We have to. I'm not saying we need to win. We need to close the gap, like Sage
Yeah.
just said. We need to close. We need to
No,
close. That's
fine.
the
I mean,
goal.
okay, my thing. Okay, you can close the gap and so forth, but Chelsea are not winning the Premier League. Like, let's just accept that. So the thing now is, okay, have a responsible league position. Bare minimum, you're top 4. That's bare minimum. But with regards to you're trying to now win the league, bro, that ship has sailed. Like City, these guys are going to be.
HH is 6 points, and City will.
But
drop
did you
points.
see that stat though? Where like every time they won the league, they were leading around Christmas,
I did.
and they won it.
Yeah.
So it's over.
Yeah. Basically,
I have no hopes.
they've won the league every single time when they've been top at Christmas. So
Look, these things are made to be. Look, it
true,
doesn't mean
true.
every season is different, man. Every season is different. So
I think we're forgetting that we won by.
Eric,
We had 2
realistically,
penalties today.
realistically, we know the answer, but sometimes football isn't realistic.
Hey,
Things
Abdullahi.
happen. Things happen that you don't like. Look, Abdullah, how you doing, man? I saw your tweets.
Yeah, I saw
Angry.
it too.
Richard, I'm so angry right now. I'm so angry.
angry at what?
YSK, if you dare ever again, ever disrespect Romelu Lukaku, I'm gonna lose it right now. I'm gonna seriously lose it. If you dare ever disrespect Romelu Lukaku, it's not gonna go well. You're gonna give that guy damn respect.
Wait. So you're angry at people abusing Lukaku?
This is ridiculous. It's harsh.
No, but Abdullah,
This is ridiculous. It's harsh.
Abdullah, I have smoke for you though. I was on one of your streams, and you were very harsh towards Lukaku.
Yeah.
I remember very well.
Eric.
Yeah.
Oh.
When Romelu Lukaku was signed, I was like, This guy is a goal scorer. He needs to be given great chance for him. He will score goals. We've been having this issue about people say Odoi, Pulisic, ZH, and Co. But these guys are talented, but they're brainless. Because what? They don't have brain. But you have a prolific number 9 in the front who can score you goals. But Mason Mount, Reece James are just like, look up and pass. The balloon the ball up. Why are you passing the ball to? There's a striker. Give it. Let him run on with you. You don't want to give him the ball. So people come and say Lukaku has a Timberland shoes doing this. No. This guy did at 24 years old. Richard scored 100 Premier League goals.
He's Belgium's top scorer.
I don't get this 8 and this respect on the moment. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
It's a subliminal thing, man. Honestly, even I don't want to go into too much detail, but
no, because see, so what I said before is like, look, if we want to keep it real, let's keep it all the way stack. Big and black is always a very easy target. Like, it's just an easy target. When somebody is big and black, if they do badly, it's just so much easier to criticize them than if someone is white, especially if they're blonde. That's just a fact. Other factor is people just have not ignored that United States. Because remember, there are a lot of people who only watch the Premier League. They don't watch any football outside of the Premier League. So a lot of guys, all they know of Lukaku is Premier League.
Yes.
And maybe Belgium was Premier League. So nobody saw how amazing he was for Inter Milan in those 2 seasons, but specifically that last season, and just how well he played, where this guy was like an amazing striker. So the issue is, once he now was bad and so forth, people now double, triple, quadruple down on the way that's on how bad he's been. But my thing is, which is why the Timo Werner point is great, because Conte wanted Lukaku because he knew exactly the kind of player that he is. Yeah. And when you want a particular kind of a guy, you know his strengths, but you also know his weaknesses. That's the key thing. You have to know someone's strengths and their weaknesses. I don't believe Tuchel knows Lukaku's strengths and his weaknesses. Because if you know what his weaknesses are, you should, because basically, if you're getting Lukaku, you have to build a team around him. Inter Milan was built around Lukaku. I think that Tuchel has taken Lukaku and forced him into this thing. So it's almost like a square into a round peg. You say, oh, this is the system, Lukaku, just come in here. Where Conte was like, bro, I'm building a team. And as I'm building my team, one of my first pieces is Lukaku. And this team I'm building is suited for someone like Lukaku. For Tuchel, that wasn't the issue. Tuchel said, oh no, this system existed a bit before you. Now, you don't have to come in and adapt. And my question is, of course, every professional player should be adaptable. But my thing is that I don't care about adaptation. I care about winning. So I would rather you build a team that around Lukaku than Lukaku adapts to a system that I think no longer works anymore.
I think
it's like this system is amazing. I think this system even needs to change. So how good is this system to begin with that someone needs to adapt to fit into it? So
my issue with that is, yeah, people may criticize Thomas Tuchel in terms of his system and everything. I get that, but we all watch football. Romelu Lukaku is a prolific goal scorer. When you give him that chance, this guy will score goals. Look at this. Look at this guy's career. Look at this. This guy is a born goal scorer. And you are telling me Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, in as much as is my guy, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic can't even look up and pass. Give a just damn good pass to a football player, to Romelu Lukaku, to score goals. And people come and blame and tell him Timberland, what the heck is going on? This guy is a born goal scorer. Give him the chance, he will score goals. Why did he hate on this guy, man? I don't get it. People telling me Haaland is a world class, not winning anything. But Romelu Lukaku won the Scudetto and it's been hate. This is bullshit, man. I don't like this.
Wait, hold on. Let me take some notes because I want to bring in your boy Ford, man. Wait, so where are we at? So I think Mbane again says $100 6 gets more goals and assists than show in less games.
No way this guy's riding up for Pulisic like this. This guy is trash.
No. Basically,
Pulisic is trash. I don't care. I will say it again and again.
I just want to say that. Yeah, go on, sir.
No. Basically, this is the issue with some people. Whenever they ride with players, they stick to them. So Mbane is in a difficult situation because he has so sworn by Pulisic. he won't get away from it. And you know what I think it's to do with? He lives in America. Basically, he's a Nigerian that lives in America, I think in Texas. So basically, that whole
Hershey.
American stuff has basically blinded him 100%. So Umbani, that America thing is fooling because Pulisic, I'm sorry, there's talents there. The guy plays like as if he doesn't have a brain. I'm sorry. Your boy Lacoba, man, thank you for the dub. Imagine going into a coma as a CFC fan
It
in
always happens.
December. Oh, how does this mean? I said, imagine going into a coma as a CFC fan.
No, because December is always bad when Chelsea play.
Look, man. Look, as I said again, look, I mean, I was always fearful of this game, man. Because you could easily see Chelsea dropping points in this game. But as I said again, you bring on a striker, you cross the ball to a striker, the guy can say what's up. Like Cobbleman says, CFC CL run and win wasn't a fluke. We're a cup team. Look, I mean, no, not like look, it wasn't a fluke. Basically, the issue here is this team can win the league, but I don't think they can win the league ahead of Liverpool and Man City. That's the issue. I just think Liverpool and City, they've raised the bar way too high for Chelsea to meet with it. So I just think that the way that City and Liverpool are operating, the way Chelsea are, which is why I said for Eric, like Eric, forget about what it says about 6 or 3 points. Because my thing is that the kind of winning runs that City can go on, Chelsea can't go on.
No.
City can go on a 10-game winning run easy. Chelsea can't. They just can't, and that's the issue. Your boy Jay Jokin, man, says Mark Henry still plays with baggages and Sims. Jay Jokin is a United fan, and I need to know when you lost a. So it's Jay Jokin, you can't come and send abuse when your club has not won a major trophy in like 4 or 5 years. So go win a major trophy, then talk to me. I don't speak to people who don't know how to win trophies. I'm sorry. I don't speak to Bombers clubs who can't win trophies. I'm sorry, bro. Ford, man, talk to me, man. Lukaku, what should happen? Is it time to change this format? Be honest, man.
Obviously, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying the holidays. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm feeling very good. Obviously, nice to see the 3 points. Improved performance second half. Quite a few positives to take from the game. Obviously, for me personally, it pays to be consistent with your opinions and your views, even if it goes against the public perception and public opinion. When everybody was saying that, Lukaku shouldn't be in the team, he affects our fluidity, Tuchel didn't want to actually sign him, that's all coming back to bite people in the arse now. I know people are flipping their opinions, but when I said that, Tuchel did want Lukaku, he said it clearly in interviews, even before the summer, before mentioning Lukaku, he said he wanted this type of profile up front. Now we've got him. Now he's playing. Now we played at least today 45 minutes and he performed. And now people want to switch up their opinions. It's strange to me. Even with Hudson-Odoi, when I told people at the start of the season that he's our best creative player and that when he and Lukaku play together up front, we're going to see a new source of goals coming to the team. This was their first time this entire season playing together in the attack together as part of the front three. And it only took them 10 minutes for them to obviously score that goal. So again, no surprise to me.
Forward. Because I think I missed what you said. It was the first time
Yeah, this was the first time all season that both of them have been playing together at the same time in the attack. Before, only time that they had played together, Hudson-Odoi was as a right wing back. And obviously for a lot of the season, Lukaku started the season, Hudson-Odoi was on the bench or injured.
There we go. So
and
then, first Hudson-Odoi and they've been played in that attack at the same time.
Yes, played together in attack. Because obviously start of the season, Hudson was like 8th choice and Lukaku was starting. Then when Hudson came into the team, that's when Lukaku was injured. So again, I've been saying it all throughout the season. Hudson-Odoi is our best creative player. And Lukaku is clearly our best striker. It's no surprise that they played together, and we saw an improvement second half. So, again, that's my big takeaway from the game. Obviously, things need to improve generally. Defensively, again, it feels like we're the only team that can make a habit of conceding 3 goals. Again, another 3 goal that we conceded today. As good as the 3 at the back has been for us, I do feel like we are a little bit hampered in terms of how much we can create going forward. I feel like some of our attacking patterns can be quite predictable, and I wouldn't mind seeing how we would look in a 4-3-3. Or 4-2-3-1. I think I would like us to maybe experiment with that in the future. But overall, I'm happy. I still don't really think we're going to win the league just because of how I felt after the Everton game. I feel like that was kind of the straw that brought Camel's back, and made me feel like, you know what, we can challenge, but we won't win it. And ultimately, good game, good performance, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I saw. To be honest,
this is what I've been asking guys to, and I think maybe I'll ask this to Abdullahi afterwards, but to you first, and then to Abdullahi. Do you think it's time for a formation change? Do you think it's time that, bro, break up this old back three? The back three just isn't working as well as it did last season. Is it time to change it?
I think it's quite easy. So, I mean, yes, I would like to see a 4-3-3. So, to answer your question, yes. But I think it's easy as a fan to just say, "Oh, let's just change up the formation." But obviously, looking at it from a perspective of actually being in Cobham in the changing room there, to go and change your formation and your system of play halfway into a season in the most busiest period of the season, that's very difficult to do. They're very difficult for players to change the way that they've been playing this entire season. We saw obviously how Conte did it against, obviously in the season that we won the league. He'd done it at a time where there was a bit of a break due to the international break. And we were only playing once a week at that point because we went in Europe. So it's quite easy to change the formation mid-season. For Tuchel to do it now after so much success, it would be difficult. But obviously I do hear everybody's point that a 4-3-3 would be better. I do think it would be as well. I also still think we get more out of this three at the back system. But we do generally need more from our wing backs because they are the width of the team. And I think ultimately we can find solutions to the system by just going into the market. Because I feel like for me, again, I'm going to end on this point because I know I can go on quite a bit at times because I've got a lot to say on Chelsea. But for me, this is a club that's always ruthless with managers. And you can love it or you can hate it, but it's gotten a success. Why can't we show that same ruthlessness with players? Because it's clear that Mugabe, aka Alonso at left wing back, is not good enough. This was actually probably a better game for him, but it's still not good enough. It ruins our fluidity on the left. Yeah, legit. The man's awful. So for me, you ship him out first week in January. Say, you know what, thank you for your years of service for the Premier League title. You were involved in the Champions League. Thank you for all of that dip. And go and buy Digne or Angelino or whatever left wing back you feel suits the system best, and continue with that because that's what this team needs to get to the next level. 100%.
So Abdullahi, do you think it's right for a formation change, or do you agree with Ford that doing it now during the season it will be hard for guys to adapt to a 4-3-3?
Yes, and I think my issue with that is I even said it on my channel that I don't trust Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen in the back four. That's a disaster. I won't watch them. I won't even turn up. I would not turn up for that match. I'm sorry. I wouldn't turn up because you play Rudiger and Christensen, who doesn't have coordination in that back. Is game over. The only player that can give me hope and confidence is Thiago Silva, and now he's injured. He has an hamstring injury. Now we fucked up already. Because for shooting formation, you need him in that defense. Because
he's injured.
Yeah,
I think it was a knock.
Yeah, he's injured.
It's a knock.
Injury.
Hamstring.
And now you are playing at Marcos Alonso week in and week out. We are fucked up already. So how do you want to play back for? We either just stick with this back three till we find a solution.
That's the thing.
This is hostage, man.
Like
Alonso as a left back is worse.
He's worse
than him as a.
No. People are saying we need to play 4-3-3 with.
No. That's my only issue. No, my only issue is that it can't. As much as I say that, I think my belief is that I believe that even if it's at this stage, I still think in the 4-3-3, these guys will still click to it, and I think it will help, even if it's so far up into the season. The only issue is why I say no, hold off till January, is Alonso.
Yeah.
And maybe because Alonso's crap, but I do get Forward's point that even let's say you sell Alonso and you get an amazing left back, to change formation in January, February before the Champions League game, that's risky, man. Like for me, for me, it's tempting because I can almost promise you right now, this back three is going to last. And when Chelsea meets a serious team, they will expose them.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to last.
It's not going to last.
Sorry to cut you short. People may blame Tuchel. I think Tuchel on that, he knows too that the back three is not sustainable. And I've been listening to his presser. People has been asking me the same question. When will you play back four? And he keep retaliating and said he will play back four when it's time for him to play it. He doesn't trust this back four yet. And I keep saying it. Rudiger Christensen does not give me hope. That is a disaster in waiting. That's a disaster.
What about Jorginho too?
5 or 6 with them.
It
Because
can't
What
be.
about
Ben
Jorginho?
cannot.
Wait.
Jorginho has proven he can play it for
Wait, hold on. Let
Italy.
me
So,
just hold up. My boy Casey man says that everyone makes fun of teams in the hangout. True, regardless of race. Even you used to say that Serie is worse than the Primera. T-Mobile was top scorer in that garbage. No. Look, for me, I just feel that the abuse of Lukaku, it just seems a little bit extra. It just seems a little bit extra. And my issue is that the kind of abuse that Lukaku gets, I think, should be given to Timo Werner, because Timo Werner is one of
Yeah,
the worst I've ever
for
seen.
me, Werner deserves all the abuse.
Oh no, yeah, but no,
respect
Oh,
to
thank
him, man.
like Werner is a disgrace of a footballer. Like it is disgraceful just how bad he is as a football player. So the discrepancy between both, and the fact is, he scored in a CL semi, from half a yard out
HH, do
after
you remember?
all the walk.
HH, do you remember that woman that was shouting at that guy?
He's
For
like,
all he said?
give me a break. Now, give me a break. And from Wing Ubani says that Odoi dribbles backwards to Alonso. Real deal. Man, Umbani, you're a hater, man. Umbani, I'm sorry. Hudson-Odoi is better than Pulisic. That's not an opinion. That is a scientific fact. I'm sorry. When we're not arguing that. Wisely Jack says, Ablagi, speak on it. Free the truth. Hashtag fuck it. You see, yeah. Wisely, don't you dare receipt that. Don't you dare receipt that. Kate says, Sims is awful on the eye test, like Werner level bad. You see, Casey, that's cap.
No, that's a lie, man.
I'm sorry, because like my thing is that yes, Lukaku can look bad, but he can also look very good, because I've seen Lukaku for Belgium at a World Cup, at a Euros. I've seen Lukaku for Inter Milan. Werner has never looked as good as Lukaku has looked at for Belgium or for Inter. So Werner is one of when Lukaku is bad, I'm like, yeah, man, this guy's bad. When Werner is average, he's awful. When Werner is bad, he's one of the worst players I've ever seen in my life.
I want to say
that he's genuinely one of the worst players I've ever seen in my entire life. So
I want to say two things. First,
wait, hold up. So Lala Coberman, thank you for the episode. Can we do a preview of 22-23 season, because the Premier League is done? No, look, Lala Coberman, we're here just for vibes. I see. My thing is, look, the league is done. It's done, it's finished, and now it's just about closing it up. Basically, close up the league. And so, which do I say for Eric, man? Like Eric, like I'm looking at Man City, bro, these guys were winning 4-0. It was 4-3, and they said, "Oh, 6-3." Like what City are doing, it's
Crazy.
like it's maybe it's like.
It's like a switch.
No, bro, like we'll discuss tonight on the hangout, because I'm sorry, man. Like Fergie, man, I don't know, man. Like the whole Fergie thing, I don't know, man. I think it's cap, because what Pep has done to this league, nobody has done to the league what Pep has done to this league. In terms of disrespect. Okay, yes, Invincibles, I get it. 3 in a row, I get it. Even Mourinho, few goals, I get it. But I'm talking about disrespect in terms of how you're backhanding teams consistently. Because even when Liverpool won with 99 points, it was 1-0. So Chelsea, this team without brainless Pulisic and Mount that has as much creativity as a plank of wood, and for Havertz who dribbles around in circles, when you look at how Gundogan, Silva, look at how these guys are operating, how these guys are moving the ball around and everything. Bro, it's a whole different level. So, and Chelsea don't have Salah. And they don't have a defender as consistent as Van Dijk. Or even a guy who can shove goals. So the discrepancy is too great. So I don't want to hear any title talk. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything. Wait, I'm like, you wanted to say too?
I don't know if you speak on it. People hate on Romelu Lukaku. I can get that. But we need to have a serious discussion and conversation about Mason Mount. Because people say Mason Mount is our best player. Mason Mount missed a free post today. If that is Romelu Lukaku or Timo Werner, they are getting caused, abused on social media. But if it is Mason Mount, because he's dining off Coban, now he's missing chances, it's going to let it start. I'm not going to let that slide. Because you cannot tell me Mason Mount is our best player in Chelsea Football Club. We are fucked up. No.
Hey, easy language, man.
I need to speak on this. I need to speak on this.
Nah, this is
Let's go back to the era when we had Mikel, Lampard, Ballack, Michael Essien. Those are ballers in the team. You telling me Mason Mount is Chelsea Football Club best player?
No.
We are fucked up.
I don't think
he's our most important. One of our most important.
I'm like, this is something that I think Ford would know who or guys who've been to the stadium. See, this is what you need to understand. When I'm in England, and sorry, right now I'm in a different place, but whenever I'm in England, the apartment I have is near Stamford Bridge, very near. When you go to Stamford Bridge, the statue that you see before you enter the mega store is of Mount. When you go into the mega store, the jersey next to the counter, massive, is Mount. Mount is all over the entire stadium. And they have to realize that in England, people are sentiment merchants. So once they just choose the guy, he is the guy. So I think the issue that people have is because Mount has been chosen to be the guy, they ignore all of his shortcomings. Mount provides some really good stuff. Because at times when his guys score some really good goals, and technically he's a damn good player. But my issue with Mount is, what position did you play? You play attacking mid, cool. Do you score as many goals as Lampard?
No.
Because Lampard scored so many goals, I'm like, even if Lampard was actually very creative as well, but he scored so many goals, like, bro, this guy is such a high goal scorer. We're good. So you don't score as many goals as Lampard, cool. Now, how many chances do you create? How effective are you in that final third to help either create or form a pre-assist for other guys? You don't. So the issue is, I think Mount has a place in this team, but he isn't an important piece to this team.
Yes, I like what you said, but because when Papa just come out and they will tell you Mason Mount because it's a darling of Coban, it needs to be less disrespected. But you bought an striker of 100 million in Romelu Lukaku, you can abuse him just because of what his name is Romelu Lukaku and he's black. So if Mason Mount is black now, it will get the same cost or it will get the same. We have to be consistent. Because I don't understand Chelsea fans anymore.
No. Abdullahi.
I do not.
Abdullahi. You know which club is. This is a Chelsea Football Club. Mount is not getting abuse. You have to just ask. So you can talk up that. This is Chelsea Football Club of West London, okay, of the borough of Chelsea. They're not insulting or abusing Mount. That's just the reality, man.
Well, let me come in here because I think this is where we need to have like an actual educated conversation about Mount because, yes, I understand where Harley's coming from completely, that Mount often, especially in the media, gets overhyped at times, and then when he underperforms, nobody says a word, and that's true. But this is why we need to just have a conversation ourselves because, again, our opinions on footballers can change so much based on perception. And people talk about Messi's overrated this, Ronaldo's overrated that, but they're two of the best players of this generation. So it's just based on your perception of them. So with Mason Mount, let's look at everybody here. There's 6 of us here. I don't think anybody here thinks Mount's the best player in the team. I don't think most people in the chat, at least the educated opinions that I see in the chat, think Mount's the best player in this team. I do think he's quite important to the team. I do think he's quite consistent. I know what he provides to this team. I think he just went on a run of scoring in 4 Premier League games in a row where he was in really good form for us. I think he's obviously a highest goal scorer in the league this season. He's had a good season so far. After a very poor start after the Euros hangover, he had a good season for us so far, I would say. Now, in context for what he did today he was poor. And it wasn't even just, it was before the open goal miss where he was showing just some of the flaws in this game that's holding him back from making that jump to being world class. And for me, it's the foot that he plays with his head down quite a lot. And it's almost like he decides what he's going to do before he actually looks at the picture of what can happen. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example of a player who always keeps his head up in key situations. So even though they may have a picture of what they want to do, they actually look up to make the best decision before actually making the action. Because with Mount, it's like when he was through on goal and he went around the keeper, it's like, okay, as soon
Thiago Alcantara.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
His head is always up. It's always up and just looking and assessing the situation.
Also, Also, Verratti's another good one, but he's always looking around before even he receives the ball. So those are
Jorginho.
examples of guys you always look up. Jorginho, a little bit too,
Nah,
but
man.
maybe we're forcing that on him. but we're sticking with Mount. Like, so the point I'm trying to make was when he went 1v1 through with the keeper, in his mind, he already decided, I'm going to take it around the keeper and then shoot no matter what happens. And as a footballer, it's good to have something in mind of what you want to do, but you can't just force that thing, because what happens if you turn the keeper, but then there's a defender standing in front of you? You then can't just proceed to shoot, and what other player is open to the side of you? And that's exactly what happened. Mings was standing in front of him, so he was blocking the angle for the shot, and you had Lukaku and Hudson-Odoi square to pass the ball to, but because Mount had made up his mind that I'm going to turn the keeper and shoot, that's what he did. And that's what holds him back, because even earlier in the game, there was a chance where he played a nice 1-2 with Kante, got into a great crossing position, and then for some reason, Mount decided to just palm the ball into the box at 100 miles per hour. But had he got his head up to just look, Lukaku was there near post for a tap-in or for a header. So, again, Mount today was not good. But I don't think that now is cause to say that, he's a bad player, he shouldn't start. No, he should still be a starter for us. Like, our best starting three up front right now is Mount, Lukaku, and Hudson-Odoi. But, of course, if we're being consistent and we're judging players fairly, then yes, today he wasn't good enough. And you can't put 2 or 3 of these performances in a row. I think somebody said earlier that a lot of these players, they let these performances go to their heads. And for Mount, I think that is the case, because he's a young boy still. He certainly has this main character syndrome at Chelsea, where obviously he does feel the pressure and maybe I would say the expectation of, you're the new John Terry in terms of being the academy guy who's going to be the next captain of the team and all of that. So he definitely feels that main character syndrome. You see the hero ball in him where he's trying to take onus on himself sometimes, and sometimes it works. And you see amazing goals like he scored against West Ham. But also you get days like today where he's greedy and it can cost the team. But obviously, thankfully, Lukaku and Hudson-Odoi stepped up. Jorginho scored those penalties and we win. So, yeah, that's just where it is with Mount. We've got to be consistent with our takes and not just hammer him because he had a bad game and then when he's good, say that he's the best player in the team, because neither of those statements are true.
What people criticize Mount for is his biggest weakness for me, which is sometimes he just doesn't have the composure and his decision-making isn't always consistent. But other than that, I mean, you can't really fault Mount this season. He's very effective. He gets the goals and he gets the assists.
No. Eric, see, I will never come out and say Mount is useless. This guy is crap. Blah 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 blah. I will never come out and say that. Like, and everybody has had a bad game. Okay, so like, yeah, everybody should be afforded a bad game or two, and Mount has more good games than bad games. But my issue is, the problem with this team is creativity and creating chances for the attackers and for the strikers. And the issue is, I'm putting Mount in the same grouping as whether it's Ziyech, whether it's Havertz, whether it's Pulisic. These guys just are not doing enough, are not crafty enough to be able to be far more effective in that final third and creating for the striker. And basically, which is why I say that. And this is when people attack me. So if Mount is the best player in your team, that's a problem. If Mount is the best player in the team, that's an issue. Mount should be a guy where he is one of the good players that just adds to the team. So he is there to support the top or the best player. So if Chelsea had like a quality attacking midfielder, creative player, you had Lukaku there and so forth, you have Hudson-Odoi, then you also have Mount who's just there to augment. So basically, Mount is there to add to Hudson-Odoi, add to another player, add to Lukaku. It's great. But if the creativity and the playmaking is not all down to Mount, that's an issue. That's a problem. Because the guy clearly, maybe he may, but at this moment in time, doesn't have the skill level or the brain capacity to create and to have that playmaking ability that's needed. Wait, let me take some of the job. So your boy Osuna says, Merry Christmas. HH has 4 limbs. Mount and Pulisic couldn't pass it to teams. He huffed and puffed, but he only got sick. Romelu Lukaku, you are a brick. That's a crap song, Osuna. That's a crap song, Osuna. And also, Osuna as well, I don't recognize you as a Madrid fan. But if you're a my Madrid fan, shout out to Kansei bowling against your 3 midfielders in both semis, man. So, and as I said to us, man, let's Lukaku and people not say what's up, because the hits that these guys receive is insane. It's insane.
Wait, if he's a Madrid fan, why has he got an Osasuna badge?
He's look.
AJ, I
Ford,
understand.
this channel is weird. This community is weird. Like
I've clocked, bro.
It's weird. No, guys are psycho. Casey says that more goals, 7 this season than all of Cho's career, 4.
Oh,
But he's somehow better. How can you guys be so blind? Because we look at stuff beyond just knowing the stats.
Nobody's criticizing Mount.
I mean, we just we look at stuff.
you have to look at context too, man.
Yeah, we have to look beyond just the numbers and all of these things that you are given. My thing is Hudson. If you're going to not lay it down purely on goals, that's not what football is about. Football is far more complex.
He's not watching the game. So
I don't think we should debate between Mount and Cho. They both can play in the same team.
That's what I said.
So,
Look, I keep telling HH, why do you keep comparing these people? They play
That's the
together.
point. You shouldn't compare players, especially players that don't play the same. Hudson-Odoi isn't a goal scorer like that. He's not. He's a creator. And that's why he created all 3 goals today.
You did it before now. You did it before he put the super.
But in relation to this story is you can't just boil this down to goals and so forth. You can't. And also you have to keep in mind that Mount has played far more games than Hudson-Odoi. And for a large portion of Hudson-Odoi's career at Chelsea, he's been played out of position. So you have to, again, context. LSK Laxon says 100 mil will get you 4 Gs in 12 games. Factors. Man, Jackson, grow up, man. Jackson, just grow up, man.
I want to point on something.
Wait, hold on. Let me just read this out. Hold on. So YSK Jackson again says, imagine hating on the guy who won you a Champions League.
Facts.
YSK Jackson, tell me when your Bombers club wins a trophy. From your boy La Coleman, thank you for the Coleman, says, the reason why I called Alonso Mugabe is that just like Mugabe, he was a hero in the beginning, helping Zimbabwe. I think he meant Zimbabwe. Alonso helping Chelsea win a Premier League, but over time he became it.
Pablo Escobar.
Look, my thing is that it's such a Zimbabwe. It's such a harsh name to give a guy because it's so direct. That's all you can do is laugh. But I'm saying that if we're going to call him Mugabe, the quicker that Mugabe gets shipped out, the better. Because this dude can't.
Saul needs to take him with him. When Saul's going back to Atletico Madrid, he needs to take him with him.
No, guys, I've got to bust out of here because I've got to bust out. I'm going to prepare for tonight's hangout. So, guys, I'll see you guys tonight, 11 p.m. for the Sunday hangout. We're going to talk about some stuff because what's going to have to talk about today. So, guys, it is what it is. Shout out to the guys in here. And what I'm saying is that Chelsea are not going to win the league, but Luke Skywalker,
it's possible.
the chosen Jedi, heroes. Peace out, stay true, one love. Peace.